Deliverables of a Lean Six Sigma project. A Six Sigma improvement project has 5 phases. As we have already learned, these phases are classified as define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. In this session, we shall learn in brief about the various deliverables at different phases, and more about phase define. In the define phase, the important deliverables are: identify project CTQs, identify project scope and form project team, and define process map. In the measure phase, the important deliverables are: select CTQ characteristics, define performance standards, and measurement system analysis. In the analyze phase, the important deliverables are: establish process capability, define performance objectives, and identify variation sources. In the improve phase, the important deliverables are: screen potential causes, discover variable relationships, and establish operating tolerances. And in the control phase, the important deliverables are: define and validate measurement system on X's in actual application, define process capability, and implement process control. Now, we shall discuss the deliverables of the Six Sigma define phase in more detail for a better understanding. In the define phase, after we understand the project CTQs, the first deliverable is a process map. At first, we need to understand, what is the project all about? In order to understand the project, we need to have sufficient know-how about the process. Once we understand, we shall have the clarity on where the inefficiencies lie, and how improvements can be made. A process map is a process flow chart with all the timelines marked, and inputs and outputs will help. The second key deliverable of the Six Sigma define phase is to determine the boundaries of the process area for improving. That is the project scope. Simply stating, determining the process boundaries means understanding where the process begins and ends. The scoping study in a Six Sigma project normally consists of determining boundaries in terms of documenting a list of specific project goals, deliverables, tasks, costs, and timelines. In Six Sigma define phase, the project leaders are responsible for clarifying the purpose and scope of the project. They need to be well aware of the problem area and the kind of improvement that is required to be made. The third deliverable of the Six Sigma define phase is to identify all the stakeholders served by the process. The stakeholders can be both internal and external. A stakeholder is anyone impacted by the project positively or negatively. Every process will have internal and external stakeholders whom it is catering to. Depending on the kind of organizational setup, the stakeholders and their expectations would certainly vary. The project manager needs to identify all key and non-key stakeholders required to support and sustain the project and its improvement. Internal key and non-key stakeholders are normally your colleagues, supervisors, managers, directors, etc. External key and non-key stakeholders are normally your vendors, customers, suppliers, creditors, etc. The fourth deliverable is to define stakeholders' requirements. The project leader or manager during the Six Sigma journey has to define internal and external stakeholders' needs, requirements, and expectations. Just to give you a quick brief, defining customer expectations will have 2 steps. Describe the customer expectations. Find out how feasible or viable the expectation is for the Six Sigma project to fulfill. The fifth key deliverable of the Six Sigma define phase is to create a plan to complete the Six Sigma project. A plan to complete the project is normally one of the components of the project agreement and can be as exhaustive as it needs to be complete and comprehensive. The project plan normally consists of resource plan, stakeholder management plan, communication management plan, scope management plan, cost and benefit plan, etc. The outputs. Till now, we have learned in brief the various deliverables of the Six Sigma project, and in detail, the deliverables of the define phase. Now, we shall look into the final output of the define phase. The first output of Six Sigma define phase is the project charter. By the end of the Six Sigma define phase, the project team will be ready with project charter or agreement that is duly approved or signed off by the Six Sigma project champions or sponsors. The team will also have a list of feasible customer requirements or expectations that need to be fulfilled as a result of the implementation of the solutions by the Six Sigma project.
End of the session. Before you go, don't forget to hit the bell icon. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Don't miss out on the latest insights. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.